Zen can be adapted to fit the culture it's being taught in. I teach mostly Western students, so my lessons tend to cater to that audience. I generally try to use the most simplistic explanations of the Dharma lessons that I can, so that you don't need to know anything about Zen or Buddhism to understand what I'm saying. I might change the way I'm teaching if I'm speaking to a different audience. If I was talking to an audience of Buddhist scholars, I might use different words or cite a sutra or a scripture to emphasize my point. For instance, I was asked for a quote about Zen Buddhism from a chaplain at MIT for a book he was writing, and he asked me to talk about the role of love in Zen, and to cite Zen scriptures that captured that sentiment. Unfortunately, I had to tell him that Zen doesn't use any scriptures. It's an oral tradition passed from teacher to student. This is because it's meant to be taught in the context of each moment. So instead, I used a quote about love from the Metta Sutra, which is one of the oldest Buddhist texts that exists. It's interesting. The way my teacher taught me about love was different than the way I had used the word in the past. I had always used it to express an internal feeling towards someone else. My teacher, Sebastian, told me that nowadays we misuse the word love in a way that doesn't reflect its true meaning. So now, many people don't really understand what love is. We say things like, I love my car, I love my computer, and I love my phone. But what does that mean? Why do we say that? We love our car because it takes us where we want to go. We love our phone and our computer because when we push the button, it turns on, and then it does whatever we tell it to do. That's not love. That's control. And if we try to apply that meaning to other people, it becomes a disaster that results in increased suffering. I've seen people act this way. If you truly love someone, it means you want to help them. You want to show them compassion and help them reduce their suffering. When my teacher would teach about love, he would say, give love like the sun. It always offers light and warmth, and it never wants to know what you're doing or ask for anything in return. The quote I found in the Metta Sutra, which was attributed to Buddha, said, radiate love towards the entire world without hindrance, hostility, or animosity. I had never seen this quote before, and I found it kind of amazing that after thousands of years, this same lesson of love had been passed down through oral tradition until it reached me, and its meaning had still been preserved. It's interesting. The way my teacher said it to me also seemed a bit easier for me to digest and understand. So why do you think Buddha and my teacher said this about love? What does it mean to you? To me, it suggests that love is greater than an interpersonal feeling and might apply to something more universal. I read in a different source that Buddha was meditating on love before he attained enlightenment. So what do you think the purpose of love is in our existence? Why isn't it an essential part of so many religions? This is your koan tonight before we meditate. Ask yourself, what is love? Plant that seed in your mind, and we'll move on to meditating together so we can clear out our thoughts and make room for that seed to grow.